Alright, so this is my initial review of the Gateway 3DS flash cartridge. I just got this yesterday. I've been playing around with it a little bit, and now that I know how it works, I'm going to make a quick video showing off what it can do. So for those who don't know, the Gateway 3DS is, as of September 2013, the only flash cartridge that can play 3DS games. As you can see here from the red cartridge, it looks like a 3DS cartridge with a little notch on the side here, and it has it's actually kind of nifty. You can see the inner workings. I don't know what this little piece is, or there's a little hole in the back, but it's got a micro SD card reader. Now it comes with two cards. This one here is essentially an R4i, just with the Gateway sticker on it, and I will show you how you use this. So right now my micro SD card, I don't know how well you can see it, but I have a micro SD. It's a 32 gigabyte class 10. So that way it'll hold any game really that I want to put on it. So I'll put the camera down for a minute. It's kind of hard to put the SD in with one hand. So, all right. Now, before I begin, I will show you guys my 3DS itself. I have a little protective case on it. So, let's go ahead and open this up. Alright, so I just formatted the memory of it. So, this is basically like a stock, right out of the box system. Just move system settings over here because you will need it. So, I'll show you the firmware version. Unfortunately, it has to be firmware version 4.5 or lower, but 4.5 is recommended for the Gateway to work. Nintendo actually came out with an update in March 2013 that disabled the Gateway before the thing was even released, unfortunately. Let me just show you in here so that you know it's not installed. If you go to DS profile, so this is the actual DS profile here. So you can see that this is all stock. I haven't touched any of this. So, yeah, unfortunately with firmware version 5.0 and now there's a 6.0, the Gateway doesn't work. So you have to have an older system. Now, for those who are interested in looking for an older system, if you go to any big retail store, like I got this one at Target, but you could also go to Walmart or GameStop or Best Buy or anywhere that sells a 3DS XL system. I don't know about the regular 3DS, but this is an XL. All you have to do is look for copyright 2012 on the box, and that'll guarantee that you get a 4.0 or 4.x firmware. That'll be 4.5 or older. If it says 2013, there's a good chance that it will be too new, so that way you know before you buy it. So let's go ahead and pop this cartridge in here. And hold on, I gotta try to do this with one hand, and we'll see what happens. I'll show you what happens. Okay. So this shows up, whoops, I didn't want to activate the camera. Shoot. Bump the trigger buttons. Oh, come on. I think it's also worth mentioning, you do need an SD card in your 3DS for this to work. I just have a small 1 gigabyte card in there. Okay, so it shows up as Deep Labyrinth, that's fine. So go ahead and start this up. And again, it's basically just an R4 card. But you put their thing on here that says Gateway Installer. Okay, so start this up. It loads, says press A to install. So we install. Programming, and it basically just exploits the DS profile of it. Don't enjoy Gateway, press A to exit. Alright. So we can go ahead and power it off. Now, you only need to do that if you do it at first, and then you only need to do it again if you have used the DS mode on your 3DS. So if you never play DS games like I do, you'll never have to touch this card again. Now, there is a little bit of a peculiar trick you have to do in order to get the games themselves to work, and I will show you what that is. So you'll see, you notice I have my laptop here. I'm not trying to advertise for Dell or anything, but go ahead and put this in an adapter. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in my laptop. You can use a card reader in your computer, or you just get a micro SD card reader. Now, what you have to do, I'll go ahead and show you. So right now you see you can go ahead and open the folder, right? And you'll see here the gateway files on here. So here's what you do instead. You open up this Win32 disk imager. The instruction manual actually has a link to this, alright? So we'll drag this over here. So you drive E is my SD card. Now, we'll go up here, okay? Move this guy over. Go to desktop, and I have it all in a folder called Gateway 3DS. So, you change your file extension, so files of type, change it to all. Now I have 2 games, Mahjong Cubed and Rhythm Thief. I'll start with this because I already know this one works, Mahjong Cubed. So, it's just a little puzzle game, okay? Open this up and hit write. It'll warn you, writing to a physical device can corrupt the device. Are you sure you want to continue? Hit yes. Okay? Wait, an error has occurred. Oh, you know what? The lock switch was on. Make sure that's off. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, sometimes that just sort of switches itself on. Okay. Now we'll do it. Errors. Oh, come on. Hold on. Alright, I'm gonna have to... Okay, so this is definitely off. The lock switch is off. Wait a minute, maybe it has to be in that position. I'm not actually sure now that I think about it. Okay, so Windows was able to format the disk. So, this should work now. Okay, go ahead and hit write, hit OK. Alright, so... Alright, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and close this out. Maybe I have to reopen it. That's really weird, because I know this works. Okay. Why can't I drag this over? There we go. I'm trying to do this all with one hand here, so... yeah, I apologize for the shaky camera. Okay, do this, select this again, hit right. There we go. Alright, so you watch your progress meter. Now this goes pretty quickly because the game's only 128 megabytes. Rhythm Thief, on the other hand, is a 2 gigabyte game. I think the biggest ones are 4 gigabytes. I'm not sure, there might be some that are 8, but I think 4 is the biggest. Games like Mario Kart 7, I believe, are 4. Now, what this does, see, if you click on this, it'll say you need to format the disk before you can use it. What it does is it actually writes the raw image of the ROM itself to the card. So, the gateway essentially just takes that, the raw ROM image and passes it on to the system. I know I'm not making sense. Okay, so go ahead and put this in. I'll show you how this works. Okay, now that this is done, we'll go ahead and put this in the 3DS. Now, initially it won't work. Okay, you'll see it shows that there's nothing inserted. Alright, go ahead and turn this on. Let me grab the stylus. Oh, I already have the stylus. Okay, so it says there's nothing inserted into the game card slot. So what you do is you go over to System Settings. Now, in order for this exploit to work, like I said, since you used the DS flash card to flash it, you go over here in the profile. Now you click on Nintendo DS profile and watch what happens. It sort of freezes your system up, okay? And it just magically restarts. And now it'll be in what's called gateway mode, which unlocks the signature checking so that you can run an unsigned card. So now we have Mahjong Cubed, published by Atlas. And there is the game. So you see now it works, okay? You go ahead and open it. Now I'm not going to actually play through the game, but just to show you that it works. Looks like someone sent me a text. So you can see here that the save data works too. So it's just file 1, there's a save file on here. Okay, and you can start the game up and everything. So, go ahead and just exit out of this. Yeah, okay, I know what that means. Now, here's the important thing. If you want to save your game, you have to hit close and do this, rather than just turning the system off. What the gateway mode does is it has a setting that actually puts the save file, the .sav, on the 3DS's SD card, not on the flash card itself. Because you know how you can't access the save, you know, like I showed you how it'll say it has to be formatted, since Windows doesn't understand the raw image form. Right, so basically what it does is it reroutes the save data to the SD card that's in the side of your system. So now I'll go ahead and switch the games here just to show you that it works. So we'll do the whole process again. It says yeah, it wants to format it, cancel that. Go ahead and open the disk imager back up. The link to this is on the Gateway manual, which you can download from their site. So same thing. We go over here, we go to my profile, desktop, Gateway. We can put the ROMs wherever you want. Just for mandatory, you know, I don't want to get this video removed purposes. Please only download games that you legally own, and I'm using this for backup purposes. I do own the games. Don't download stuff that you don't own unless you plan on deleting it shortly after. Okay, so this is going to take a little longer because it is a 2 GB game. I mean, it's going pretty fast. It's going at 11 megabytes per second. Given it's a class 10 card, that's actually faster than it's required to go. Yeah, so sit back and let this go. So, yeah, like I mentioned, the save file will be stored on your 3DS's SD card, okay? So right now, like I said, I just have a small 1 GB in here. Oh, so I failed to mention, what you have to do, take this SD card, okay? There's a file in the Gateway folder that's a DAT file. And what you have to do is load that file on your SD card and put it in. So what it does is when you run that DS profile exploit that I showed you, it just reads from that code. So if the Gateway team ever comes out with an update for newer firmwares, you would just replace that file and it would work, okay? That's how that works. So this is about 44% done. So guess I'll just 45, 46. Yes, you just gotta wait for this to go, and I'll show you that Rhythm Thief works. Now, since I haven't turned the 3DS off, it's still in Gateway mode. Now, something that's worth mentioning is supposedly it will not read retail carts when it's in Gateway mode. So I'm actually going to go grab a retail cartridge while I'm waiting, just to demonstrate. So I've got a Nintendogs game here. This is one of the cartridges I usually keep in my system. So, okay, hold on, line this up here. Trying to do this with one hand is kind of annoying. Okay, so let's see what happens when I put this in. Yeah, see? There's nothing inserted into the game card slot. But if I turn the system off and back on, it will show the Nintendogs game. So, I guess it's worth noting, you might have to go back and forth between Gateway mode and Retail mode if you want to play real games. But the other cool, yeah, see, Nintendogs plus cats. Now it shows up just fine. Alright, so, yeah, so that's that. So, the other cool thing about the Gateway is it allows region spoofing. So you can play out-of-region games now. If you download the ROMs, you can play like Japanese games on an American 3DS or European games or whatever. I mean, you can play pretty much any region of the game. Alright, I believe that dinging means that it's done, so we'll go ahead and take this out and pop it in the Gateway. And I will show you with Rhythm Thief how that works. Okay. Again, trying to do this one-handed is not the most easy thing in the world. Alright. Make the card face the right direction. Okay. Go ahead and load that up. Go ahead and put it in the 3DS. And ta-da! Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure by Sega. Alright, go ahead and start that up. You see it says saving, so it does make it... I haven't played this game before, but... What? What is it asking for? New game. I'll just put the number 1 in there just to get it out of my way. It's weird. Okay. Alright, but so... Yeah, so, you can see that the saving actually works now. You can have as many saves as you want for different games. So, that is the Gateway 3DS in a nutshell. Really the only disappointment about it is that it doesn't work with new firmware, so you might have to obtain an older 3DS if you want to be able to go online. You'll have one system that goes online and one that doesn't. But other than that, I mean, hopefully someday they'll update it so it'll work. Nintendo will probably fight them every step of the way, but we'll have to see what happens. This is my initial review. I mean, these just came out a couple weeks ago. I was lucky enough to buy one. They're back ordered all over the place, and people are getting them in very slowly. So, again, I'm lucky enough to have one in my hands. I would recommend it to anyone who wants to play out-of-region stuff. It's a great way to do that if you want to play Japanese games before they're released here. Because Nintendo is dumb and put region locking on the 3DS, it's a great way to get around that restriction. If the ROM has been dumped in Japan before the game is released here, you can just download it and put it on your gateway and play it here and not have a problem with it. So, yeah, unfortunately I don't have any foreign ROMs to demonstrate that feature right now. I might make a second video later if there's a demand for it. I can get some Japanese games and show you that they work. But I do know it has that feature. So, hopefully that answers some questions about the gateway, how you have to do that little process in order to play the games. But, I mean, it's a small annoyance for what this card offers, and I'm hoping that the Gateway team continues to make progress with the Flash cartridge, and that hopefully we can expect some homebrew coming out soon. But for now, it only plays retail games. So yeah, that's my initial Gateway review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.